In this video, we're going to list a product. That is, we're going to enter information about a product we want to sell into the Amazon system. We're going to list against an A sign. In other words, we'll see how to enter information about an item we want to sell when the product is already in the Amazon system. The product already has a product page and an A sign. We are, in effect, just adding another merchant to the list of merchants who want to sell the product. In a later video, we'll see how to add a new product, one that Amazon doesn't currently have in the Amazon database. Begin by logging into Amazon Seller Central if you aren't already logged in. You can get there by going to sellercentral.amazon.com, or if already in your regular Amazon buyer account, just click this link. Point at the inventory menu and then select Add a Product. The first thing Amazon wants you to do is to search to see if the product is already in the catalog. As we've discussed before, Amazon wants to avoid duplicate product pages. If you're absolutely sure the product is not in the catalog, it's your product for instance, and you've only just released it, you can use the Create a New Product button, but we'll look at that in the next video. But otherwise, you'll enter product information into the search box. The ideal would be one of the product's unique identifiers, an A sign, UPC, EAN, or ISBN, but you can also search by name. The best thing to search for is the A sign, Amazon's unique ID for the product. Let's search for this A sign, the Nikon D3200's A sign. Now, if that's a unique identifier, why is Amazon bringing back all these other products? That's because these are bundles that include the same camera. So although the bundles have their own A signs, they're also associated with the D3200's A sign. Once you've found the product you want to sell, click the Sell Yours button to get started. What we'll see now are the controls that define the Amazon product page, but you'll notice that most of the page is not accessible to you. 5 of the 6 tabs are grayed out, and you'll see that if you click on them, the tab is disabled. There's no need for you to enter information into the 5 disabled tabs because the product page already exists. You don't need to provide general product information, you only need to provide information about the particular item you have for sale, which you'll do in the Offer tab. At the top, you'll see general information about the product you're selling, the title, A sign, the manufacturer's part number, for example. If you have any doubt about whether you've picked the correct item, click the View Amazon Detail page link to open the product page in a new tab and check it. You'll also see your competitor's pricing information with links to the particular tabs in the merchant list for that product. All these links open the reference page in another tab. So let's get started entering the item you want to sell. The very first field is the SKU, the stock keeping unit number. Just as every product has an A sign, so every individual item entered into the system by each merchant has a unique SKU, allowing every single item to be tracked. If you have an inventory system, you may already have an SKU, in which case you can add it. If not, don't worry, Amazon will create one for you. The next field is the condition field, a required field. In fact, there are only 3 required fields in this entire form, so you can enter products very quickly if you don't plan to change the default settings. This field is the note we saw earlier that appears in the merchant list. This is an optional field, but it's often a good idea to fill in the field, in particular for used products, as I explained in an earlier video. You can see examples of comments entered by other merchants here. Next, the photos. You can add up to 6 photographs. Again, a good idea for used products, especially for new merchants with few or no ratings. And in fact, it's only available for used products, not for new products, as there are already photos of the new product in the product page. In the next field, Amazon is showing us the lowest price for the overall condition. We selected used, so this is the lowest used price, including shipping, for any used product, without regard to the subcondition, good, very good, and so on. The Match Low Price button loads this same price into the field below, the Your Price field. The Your Price field is, of course, another required field. Even if you filled it in using the Match Low Price button, you can change the value, perhaps to bring the price down just a penny or two below, to push your listing to the top of the merchant list. For now though, I'm going to put a very high price in here just to make sure the product doesn't sell while we're merely experimenting with listing products. This may trigger a pricing error if Amazon thinks it's too high, but that's okay. We can also use a sale price. Your merchant listing will show the original price crossed out, and the sale price will operate as the actual listing price during the time period you set. Next, the final required field, the quantity field, the number of items you have to sell. If I had a camera store selling a new product, I might put a multiple in here, but as this is a used product, I've likely only got one of this condition, so we'll use that here. Let's look at the legal disclaimer and seller warranty fields together, as they work much the same and in fact are not particularly useful. If you have important information you want buyers to see, you should put it into the condition field, not these fields, because these fields will almost never be seen. Let's say you enter text into these. Where will it appear? Here's an example of another product with these two fields provided. If you go into a merchant's page and then load a product, you'll see the product page with that particular merchant's offer loaded. If we scroll way down near the bottom, we'll find these texts. So don't expect anyone to ever see these. Okay, back to the listing. After the disclaimer, we have the tax code field. You can enter a code here to tell Amazon what tax class the product is in. We're going to look at taxation issues in a later video, so we'll ignore this field for now. And in fact, as you'll see in the tax video, you may never need to use this field for individual products, but you may, if you're collecting sales taxes, just use a single code for all your products. The handling time is the time it will take you to ship. Amazon has default handling times, but allows merchants to change the value to as many as 30 days. For most products, that's not a good idea. You'll lose sales. But it may be valid for certain things, such as jewelry and collectibles. Most merchants should just leave this box empty and make sure they ship quickly, within 2 days. Search Amazon Seller Help for handling time to learn more. The start selling date is just that, the date you want your listing to begin appearing in the merchant list. Again, you can set this to a later date while you're just learning the system so your product doesn't appear. Or perhaps use it if you're listing products you don't yet have in stock. The gift options checkboxes define whether or not you're going to offer gift wrap and gift messages to buyers. The restock date is the date you'll have a product back in stock. You're more likely to use this when editing a product that you've been selling but have run out of. You generally don't need to worry about the country of origin, import designation, and country as labeled fields when listing against an existing A-sign. These are fields required when listing new products to specify where they come from. We can ignore them for now. Release date is also a field you probably won't be using. It's intended for a product that can be pre-ordered before its release date. The shipping method field is in effect a required field, although it's not marked as such. You must tell Amazon whether you're going to ship this yourself or whether you want to use the Amazon FBA system. Even if you decide to use FBA, you can still choose to ship some products yourself. If you have a store, for example, you might want to be able to sell some in-store products through Amazon and thus don't want to ship them to the Amazon warehouse. If you plan to use FBA for most products, though, click this checkbox to set it as the default choice. If you're shipping for yourself, Amazon's going to show you the different shipping credits you'll receive for each shipping method that's selected. You can select more shipping methods if you want. A good idea, as the more convenient you make it for buyers, the more likely you are to make a sale. Amazon also shows you the fees it's going to charge you when the product sells, and the total sum you will receive. This is the product price you entered above, minus the Amazon fees, plus the shipping credit. So, once you've entered all the information, click Save and Finish. What happens next? That depends whether you chose to ship for yourself or ship via FBA. If you're shipping for yourself, you'll see the confirmation page stating that the product is now listed for sale. It's not necessarily available immediately. It may take a few minutes, maybe 20 minutes even, but it also may appear very quickly. You might need to reload this page to see the product listed in the inventory table, though. If you chose to ship via FBA though, you'll see the Send Replenish Inventory page where you can arrange to ship the product to the Amazon warehouse. We'll cover this in the next video though. In earlier videos though, we've seen that some merchants, shipping for themselves, use custom shipping options, not just the ones defined in this page by Amazon. Some even provide free shipping to compete with FBA merchants. How do you do that? In Seller Central, click the Settings link in the top right and then select Shipping Options. Then click the second edit button here. This is where you can turn on the free economy shipping setting and many other settings besides. However, before you start messing with all this, I suggest you read all the instructions, the Configure Shipping Rates and Restrictions help page. Once you've adjusted your settings, you'll see the new options available to you when you create new listings.